Uncharted Territory, yeah. Do you know what? I was just bobbing away to the music, completely lost the point that we were supposed to be coming in now. I'm your very shitty host, Baron Marf.
Already
lost and Uncharted. Joined as always by the legend, the man of the hour, who's already chirped his way into the intro. It's Angry Link. How you doing, buddy?
Somewhat more chatty than usual, it seems.
Frisky, aren't you?
I don't know, I've had my Weetabix today.
Grrr, ready to go. So, Uncharted Territory is a place where we get lost in the gaming world. We go out and we ramble around any old topic, and do you know what? I'm batting one into the middle of the mix this week. My question, my pondering, my thoughts, my musings, if you will, was, has backwards compatibility been or become the Trojan horse of gaming?
It's sort of a reason to buy one sort of console over the other. Because, say, for example, the Xbox has backwards compatibility. They're announced at obviously E3 further with the original first series, so you can have the full generation gap solved between that and the Xbox One.
All of that. Is that your view on backwards compatibility? You're like, it's the bonus. You've got like the bonus of like, I've got my backwards compatibility library in this console. I wish that one had it, or it hasn't got it.
You wish that the PlayStation...
Yeah, because Nintendo have been working backcat for a little while now.
Yeah.
Flogging that IP. Flog it. So you see it as a good thing?
I think so. Well, it's reason... Like, a PlayStation... When you had the PlayStation 3, what did you do to get your PlayStation 4? To subsidise the cost.
Got rid of it.
Got rid of everything.
Traded it all in.
Yeah. But
sold body parts.
If when they said they announced that the PlayStation 4, you can keep your PlayStation 3 games and play them on your PlayStation 4.
Yeah, this is the thing.
You wouldn't have got rid of what would have probably been a really extensive collection of great games.
Well, this is the problem, right? This is why I look at backwards compatibility as a little bit of a Trojan horse, because
you think it's a present but it's a curse.
Well, I'm starting to buy differently. The biggest issue and the thing which all blew up when Xbox One, when the Xbox One came out and PlayStation 4 was Xbox trying to control DRM or get all over DRM, data rights management, and just basically be like, you can't trade this game, you can't get rid of it, it's yours, you've bought it now, we don't want a second-hand market. If you're buying it, you're buying new.
You're buying for life.
Yeah, they were really pushing that. And luckily they got so ridiculed by Sony at the conferences.
With one simple minute of video.
Of the president of the other company handing a game to... I can't remember who the other gentleman was.
It's basically... Two smug cunts.
Two smug VP Sony cunts, like, yeah, how do you like that, boys? And do you know what? More power to them. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. Sony nailed that shit.
It's almost harkening back to the Kevin Butler days. I miss those days.
I don't play on their console, but I bought it just for that, just for rubbing it in Microsoft's face. So that was amazing. But you know, it all kind of orientated around this, and Microsoft were trying to basically regain control of their sort of second-hand market and make sure it didn't happen. So what they've done now is, with backwards compatibility, I'm not saying Microsoft consciously did this, but organically what's happened is now I start looking at games and I think, am I going to buy a hard copy? Because I always used to say hard copies are great because when the next generation of console comes out, I've got loads to trade in. I stopped doing that. My collection's pretty small and worthless now. Next console's coming out, and that's because I've been buying a lot digitally, thinking, well, that's on my account now, so if there's backcat in the future, I'll be able to play it.
Another sort of reason, I suppose you can say, to side in the digital market is there was a lot of talk about no optical drives on this series of consoles, this generation. So, I mean, what's with the ever fucking like spiraling data?
Blu-ray 4K Ultra HD sploosh.
I mean, everyone talks about how much bigger hard drives are, but yeah, again, games have got stupid now. I mean, how big's a fucking Blu-ray? Like say 4K. Oh yeah, with the 4K resolutions, a native 4K game going to be? How big is Horizon 7 going to be?
Well, they're just going to
120 gig fucking Blu-ray.
Dual layered, yeah.
I mean, what kind of fucking hard drive are you going to have to go digital in the future?
Hyper frisky is the answer. Something huge.
Until they're sort of stacking RAID systems in a console. For me, a digital only back catalogue is fine for like the last 2 generations. So Xbox and Xbox One, no game would have been over 7 gig, 8 gig. Unless it come on multiple discs.
Yeah, but you've also got to bear in mind that I've just put a chip which is small, like half the size of my fingerprint, into my Switch, and that was like 200 gig.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So they can mass produce this space.
But until, like you say, until you're putting 10, 15 gig inside my console, I'm not putting fucking 4K games on the fucker, because I'll get about 15 in. And it would be like the original with the Xbox One. It's just like, oh right, GTA. Yeah, there goes a fifth of my space. I mean, GTA is a fucking 100 gig game pretty much as it is already.
Yeah, it is pretty fat.
So wait till that gets 4K.
Yeah. Huge.
And
here comes the DLC.
Oh, don't worry, it's a 2 terabyte hard drive. Oh, that means I can get 4 games on there now.
Whoopty shit. Yeah, hooray.
Because, yes, it's a 2 terabyte hard drive, but half of it's fucking OS.
But you got to remember that that's a lot of what limits the console development, isn't it? It's like, at what point does all the composite parts come together at a price point where they can make a profit, or at least not lose as much money?
Yeah.
You know, it's that whole what's the business model, you know.
But I think though the Xbox with the backwards compatibility and furthering with going back with the original Xbox, I think they really have they're using their sort of PC heritage. Obviously, I know in the same way that you can't play DOS games on Windows 10, or you can, but it's very, very difficult to get to work properly.
What I find quite scary is how Microsoft have blended the line between them and sort of the PC crowd, which used to be very much over there. It used to be Xbox, so the consoles.
They're very much a mediator in between the two now, aren't they?
But now I hear people say it's on Sony's PlayStation and Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
As in, like, they say it in the same... Yeah. It's a name, Xbox and PC.
Xbox is going to become a Windows version of Steam.
Yeah.
It's going to turn that way, because all of the Xbox games are going to play...
But there won't be the good prices.
No. Well, you never know. You never know.
Well, let me just say, look at the Xbox store now.
Yeah, true.
They are going to absolutely bum rumble you out of your cash and be like, yeah, we're just like Steam.
Yeah, and they're butt rumbling developers out of cash. It's just they're just down both sides.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, does this whole pending sort of potential onward loving of your back catalogue, does it make you think, I'm going to buy digital now? Does it impact your purchasing manners?
I think price point's instantly my first and last consideration.
Yeah. I get that.
Because I think I'm...
Still a lot of value to just buying a disc.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that it costs... I can get the game cheaper physically from a brick and mortar, all those overheads, all that cost, and I keep some value when I go to trade it back in. Or I can just buy it from you directly digitally, save all of the middleman stuff.
I hope you're carrying it along for next generation.
And pay you more for the privilege.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It just doesn't work. Yeah. It's not balanced. That's why Steam's so successful, though.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And do you know what? I found that also this whole premise of like a promise
and
of
plus,
a backwards...
sorry to cut quickly back in. The thing is with Steam is they don't have to pay licensing.
Yeah.
So that's why you see like PC games of yore used to be 30 quid. As opposed to the console 40 quid, because obviously that 25% of the licensing cost.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's that's why they sell the consoles at a loss.
Yeah,
because they know what the business model is to get it back through licensing of games. Yeah.
Exactly,
and that's why they want them playing their games or games on their console.
Exactly.
But I was looking at sort of the whole sort of premise of this sort of promise of games in the future, and I was thinking to myself, having that sort of on my Xbox account, my account, my gamer tag, it has underneath it
your library,
a library of games that I own. and I was thinking that's very similar to sort of the Game Pass thing, and also your PlayStation Plus and all that sort of gold membership.
Can I throw a couple of numbers at you?
Sure.
Obviously, Microsoft were mentioning at their E3 conference that I think it's around half or just over half of all Xbox One players have used backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
that's
jumping
really
on that, weren't
solid, a good number. So that means that over half their gamers have obviously been Xbox 360 owners, or that they've looked into back catalogue and thought, that looks cool, I'll buy that.
Well, to interject there, Phil Spencer was up on stage being like, we've got from, when he was announcing the Xbox X, it was like, we've got, the fact that the great reaction to backwards compatibility, we heard what you said, so they're really pitching it, aren't they? They're saying, we get it.
I mean, to the point that they're now emulating the original Xbox, again, which we've obviously mentioned before.
Yeah.
But the other glaring statistic from that is the flip side of the actual concurrency of consistency.
Right.
And it's only 0.2%, I believe it was, or very, very low number, under a percentile of people use it regularly. Obviously, then I didn't find out their terminology or their definition of regularly, but I would say every once a week.
Well, would you say
it's regular?
But that sounds about right, because when I think of me playing on the Xbox 360 through my Xbox One, I'm like, I'll dance on it for a second, I'll be like, great, memory lane, and then I'll jump out and I'm done.
Here's generally how it goes for me. You go through and you see, obviously I've not got mine on auto update, so I go through, see if anything needs updating. Basically, go through, get the Sea of Thieves update, and then it will look ready to install. And then I'll look over and, that's come backwards compatible. I'll start get that installing, and then obviously whilst that's installed, get all the other updates installing, and whilst I'm waiting for the game that I want to play to update, I'll play that for a bit. Mm-hmm. And that's generally my backwards compatibility.
See, I'm downloading and adding games to my hard drive, just saying I'll probably play that.
Oh no. The one thing though that I will say that Xbox has done, they have, and I keep sort of comparing them with Steam, is I remember reading and being really jealous of people going on about like, oh, my Steam library, it's like, Jesus Christ, I've got 3 copies of BioShock Infinite, because they've gone in and it was like, here's the Super Deluxe Edition, £3, and it's in the Humble Bundle. Well, there's 4 other games that I really want in there for like $15. Bam! I've now got another copy of BioShock.
Whammy.
So there was always that, and I never thought that I would have, because obviously I'm used to physical and I'd grown up with physical things, other than obviously the Amiga, where I didn't have to pay for a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But I was 10 and somebody told me, you don't have to pay for games, now you can play more games. What? Brilliant. I never thought I'd have that kind of library. Mm-hmm. And now I have. It really was Sony that pushed and started the boundary with that, and it's just a goddamn shame that they didn't do backwards compatibility, because the PS3 games, the amount of fucking games that I bought on that was immense.
Man, this is random me out of nowhere, but that's what Uncharted's about. Do you think you could then effectively just say, do you know what, I'm going to go on a complete and utter new game amnesty?
Yeah.
And just for like a 3-month period, something rugged, something like a chunk of time, you're like, I'm just going to burn through the back cat. Because you talk about things like the Humble Bundle and all that, like, I've got another copy of this. Like, one of our friends that we know, he's a PC gamer, he's just got like an epic catalogue of like over 1,000 games, and like on an Xbox I've got like over 300, but he's got like over 1,000, and I don't even get close to my games, so there's no way. And then he's got multiple copies of stuff, and you just think there's no way he's ever going to sort of get near that. When do you burn the back cat?
There was a guy, I can't remember, I think it was he started a challenge, and of all of the games in Steam at that point, he was going to play.
Oh, so just say, this is my marker, anything that was released up to today, I'm going to play, and it doesn't matter how long it takes me to do it. That low,
I think that's how he did it, because
that's the case.
Like he completed it within the last year. It took him like 4.5 years. So I'm thinking it was to complete the games, or play them enough, and he's just going to strike that one out because I'm never going to complete it because I'm too much of a shit gamer or something like that. I can't remember the rules.
So you had to have some sort of measurable
yeah,
thing,
there was a fair amount of time involved to go through the Steam back catalogue.
Damn, man.
And that was before it exploded, where you're seeing like 100 games released a week. Obviously, a lot's in early access, don't get me wrong. Since they brought that and Greenlight in, a lot of tripe and utter shit. Like, think of Little Big Planet. That's a really good analogy, actually. You remember how
tripe and shit?
Yeah, literally. They're like, oh, we've got 2 million levels. It's like, yeah, but only about 20,000 of them were worth playing.
Yeah. And good luck rinsing your way through them, trying to find them.
Yeah.
Most recommended, as in like the only ones I'm going to play.
Yeah. Well, it's a case if you find 5 or 6 really great level builders and you stick with them.
Yeah.
Much like developers.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, no, I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's like you say, backwards compatibility is a really good way for me to encourage me to buy digital, because there's always
inflated price.
There's always that ever looming risk of there's no physical drive.
It may come back round.
Yeah.
Do you know? The other day I bought 2 games, both from Backcat. One because there's a rumour that it's going to become backwards compatible. Just that alone. It was Left 4 Dead 2, which you can't buy through the store, but you can through your Xbox 360 account.
Yeah.
And then download it. Which it's a solid game, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it. But the other one, which isn't yet backwards compatible, really hoping it's going to be Splinter Cell Conviction. 2-player, that sort of like, it's Cryo Man. We were chatting about it the other day. We're going to get all over that game. So
you're actually going to go stealthy?
Oh yeah, well, stealthy in that game is I'm going to punch this guy in the face and that gives me a stealth kill, and then I'm going to target 5 guys and go and just look ridiculously badass. So I'm the guy who's super aggressive in going in for the melee attacks, gets spotted, and then dragged out by my ankles by Cryoman. That's how we roll. That's how I roll.
It's like, hey, he's a ghost. He just floated out of here. Sweet.
Yeah.
And they get scared and run away.
They think, where's he gone? Looking up. Meanwhile, I'm getting dragged by my
drugged and dragged away.
Yeah. Get him out of there. He's a mess. What a mess. Look at the state of this guy.
I was thinking, obviously we were talking earlier in the week, obviously last Sunday, about the Atari box. Obviously Atari are dipping their toe back into the hardware market.
Yeah.
I was having a bit of a speculative thought about it, and I was just wondering what kind of machine it could be. And I was thinking there's no way in hell that you would buy it for Atari games, because why?
Because you've got a mobile phone, which you've probably got the best of on there.
Exactly. What can they do that would tempt you to buy one?
Well, I think they could probably buy some Xboxes wholesale and sell that to me cheaper.
Just put a little wooden strip along the bottom. Because
Atari.
If you look at the teaser video they did, it looks like the original, like when they announced all of the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, they get all of those sort of off-angle, long close-up shots of the clean, sharp lines. But it was exactly like that, but you just like fake wood. Just is a strip of fake wood along some shiny black. And it was just stuff like that. It was brilliant. I was like, that's just like an Xbox ad, but with Atari instead and some fake wood.
I'm waiting for some like Dark Side of the Moon sort of thing to come refracting off of.
Some prism.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember? There's always been some really mad bastard Xbox. Like people will come up with concepts for the next gen. And I can't remember if it was the 360 had some ridiculous ones. It might have even been the one. As opposed to, it's not going to be just some monolith of plastic. Yeah, totally, it's the Xbox.
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's not. Like the last one, it had all the curves. It was like, no, that was just a slightly less or slightly more interesting monolithic look.
Yeah,
because it even had the monolith at the back.
But still, today, right, the best looking console ever released for me, PlayStation 4.
I don't know. It was like the Panasonic Q.
Sorry, you said that with a straight face?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
What?
That's a badass looking piece of kit. It's a GameCube with a little dot matrix fucking screen. What more can you want?
The list goes on.
It can tell you what game you're playing.
No. But yeah, no, I mean, even the new Xbox X, that's a pretty tidy little machine.
Yeah, no, I think that. But the most remarkable thing about it is the size of it. Is the fact that it's smaller than the original Xbox, and fucking 20 times, 40 times more powerful, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's technology. It moves. I know everything gets smaller and faster, but it is a bit like, holy crap, man. I mean, don't tell me that actually. Is it going to be quiet as well, or am I just sort of like? Yeah, but wow, that's
because the cooling that is going involved. It shouldn't be too noisy.
It looks like an impressive.
Like you say, that the only fan it'll need is just to push the air around. It's not there to take it away because it'll be super liquid cooled.
So. But somehow we wandered off point. But back to your question, I would say that what does it need to be? Well, the reason why I play consoles is because I like the simplicity. I don't want to start installing shit and fucking around.
Drivers, because
what screen settings? Does my graphics card work?
Out of the pair of us, if anybody's not necessarily suited, you could, if you wanted to, get into PC gaming. Say you'd be like, do you know what? I'll forget vaping. I've got enough stuff for vaping. I'll forget about doing all of the extra bits with that. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, there's a new tank. Oh, that is a much improved tank over the last tank. I need to try that tank. Can I have to?
So
it's my work one and my home one.
So there is an element where I could refocus my resources towards PC games.
Yeah, you could. No, but like you say, potentially you could build yourself a Hail Mary of a rig if you wanted to.
But the only problem with that is
it's hassle.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
And you know that you're going to spend like 2 or 3 hours in every game just before you even really play it.
Which monitor settings do I need?
No.
Is that compatible with my graphics?
Yeah. Wait, I'm going to play it at frame rate.
I'm playing it at Ultra Master mode. Is that top end? No, there's Ultra Master God mode.
No,
right, fuck. Right, what setting's that?
Whilst
Ultra high-end mode.
You know that though, because you're a man for simplicity, you just be like, right, if I just buy the most ridiculous rig out there, I'll be able to run everything at the highest setting. And it's just highest.
Yeah, so I'd be fine with that for about 3 months.
And then you realise that it's...
Then something doesn't work.
The NVIDIA GT2 bloody Super X Titan fucking thing's coming out. And it's the new Kaby Lake, blah, blah, blah.
I've got that one. 0.20. Fuck's sake, man. Jesus, why?
Here's my £1,000.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting involved with the fucking measuring competition of hardware.
Steam did try and have a crack at this. I mean, they were pushing for, I don't know how far along it is or if they've scrapped it yet, but Steam OS, where it was pretty much that. It runs DirectX or whatever it runs, and you can play your Steam games just on your Steam machine with Steam OS. You don't need Windows, so there's no driver compatibility. Everything's...
Do I need a PC?
No. It's basically, you know how the original Xbox was a DirectX 7 machine with a console OS?
Yeah, right.
It's basically that, but with a Steam OS. So you could, if you wanted to, upgrade the memory. You can get it in various form factors in the same way that Microsoft are going with a mixed reality headset.
Licensing.
Here's the spec that you need, but if you want to go mad, you can. And it was loads of different third-party licensed
If they could do something... See, what I need is someone to just be like... If they're going to make something upgradable, I need someone to be like, see that space there? If you press that button, something a lump of metal comes out. Cool.
Yeah,
and then put this expensive lump of metal in. Okay, done. Right, you've got a more powerful machine. If that's how it works, not like now go find this driver and go tweak graphic nipples and
So basically, the same way that if they've done some new code thing with the drivers on the Xbox One, they go, here's an update, and you go, okay, click update, and you walk away and you look at it. All right, it's a couple of minutes till it downloads, and then it's got to install. I'll go make a cup of tea. You come back and it works. If it doesn't work, there might be a few weeks later another little update, but it does it all on its own.
Do you know what I want them to do? Do you know how I want this dealt with? I want them to just somebody like Microsoft, or even better, I'd love somebody just like Apple to come in to be like, hey, do you remember what we did with music and iPods? Well, guess what we're going to do with gaming? We've bought 50 data centers all around the world, and all we're going to do is sell you a card which streams in 4K Ultra HD from all of our servers, and everything we run off our servers, and you just play like that. Everything, whichever comes out, you don't own a copy.
Infrastructurally, that will be ready by the time we're probably actually just outputting telly at 8K.
I thought you mean like when my body's outputting dust, because
pretty much I reckon so. Yeah, I reckon it's like 20 years before everybody is ready to receive that and to actually get the speed you'd need for it.
Fuck them, leave them behind. I'm willing to spend money on this over a period of time to get there. So
wouldn't it? Google
I'm willing to invest.
Fucking gigabit tests where it was just like, you want internet? Here's some motherfucking internet.
Get that data, get it all in your face.
Here's 1,000 megabits per second.
Get that data, get it. Catch it all. What's the matter? Can't you catch all that data?
So, I don't know. So, like you say, you'd need ease of use. If you upgradability, so would you mind sort of like, as opposed to say with the Xbox One, right, you've got your chassis.
Yeah.
Right, it's just like you say, a monolith of plastic or metal or whatever sleek material you upgraded it to. But like you could with the PlayStation 3, you one screw.
Yeah, like I said, if it's a case of just plug and
slide
play,
that in, it's got all of its little install drivers on the fucking card ready to go.
If I can literally pull chunk of space out,
it's the same,
put chunk of space in,
every
which I pay more money for.
Every time, 18 months, you're chucking in like 150 quid into it.
Well, that's the nature of beast. If you're keeping up with the most up-to-date technology graphics, then I get that.
But like you say, so yeah, I like the idea of it because there's some great, amazing games on Steam and some games that, like Overwatch. Why would you even consider getting that on
what was
console?
that game? Like Shower with Your Dad or something?
yeah. Well, there's genital jousting.
Yeah, see, we are missing all of these crucial gaming experiences, Link. What is going on?
So, I am kind of excited to see what Atari's going to pull out the bag, but all I can see is it's just going to be a gaming PC with Atari on the outside.
It's going to be like...
And it's going to run Windows 10.
Yeah, and it won't be as good as something else, but it'll be
Apple money, but Atari quality.
Oh, brutal. You know what we're talking about, Atari. We're talking to you. You know exactly what we're talking about. You.
I'm looking forward to the speculation. But other than that, I'm not hopeful for much results wise.
I'm just here for the shits and giggles. I'm the guy stood on the sidelines going, and when they announce it.
But, hopefully, if it's a good way to get people and an affordable way for me to get into the PC market and the gamer market, I'll be up for that.
I must admit,
I'd be tempted to play Destiny on the PC.
Look, I'm really looking forward to them bring something which allows, like you say, people to get into the market, right, or get into the space. And when they release it, someone like a Acer or someone like that or whoever will just go, okay, here's exactly the same thing, slightly better specs, but cheaper.
Well, it'll be, well, here's the one that's the same spec that's cheaper, or we'll give you for the same price, here, my friend.
Yeah, something a lot more, yeah. So then you'd be like, oh, well, it's Atari, at least I can rely on the...
It's Atari.
Wait a moment.
To be fair though, all of the components were built in the same fucking region.
It's not, but it's how one is put together and the other one is basically thumbed in like a floppy penis into you get right.
Into an orifice of choice.
Yeah, exactly. Any hole's the goal. The important thing is we're talking about thumbing in, pushing rope.
The Atari box.
That's why I take the Uncharted. The Atari box. Thumbing,
thumbing it into the Atari box.
So, is there anything which is putting you off about this? Are you just like, I'm going to start saving now?
Well, it's basically,
I don't know what I'm buying.
You get the multiple choice answers, sort of neither agree nor disagree. I'm pretty much like that with it. I'd like to say I'm sat on the fence, but I don't like splinters.
You're sat on the pot.
Yeah, well, no, it's not even a case of shit or get off the pot. It's a case of
it's my
I'm just going to get some popcorn and see what happens.
Yeah,
because you never know. It might be a great product that's like, here's a 400 quid PC that can play Crysis 3 at high res.
Dude,
so whatever. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to spend just weeks practicing my nails.
It could be a Raspberry Pi 4.
Yeah, more likely. I'm just going to spend between now and the actual announcement practicing my Nelson from The Simpsons, like ready to.
So you think it's just going to be like?
No, I just think it's going to be like, we've done it, we've made it, and everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's just a steam machine or whatever. Someone's just going to be like, yeah, that's what all those other 7 guys over there are doing now, and those 12 guys over there have already done.
And you realise there's upgrades. You can upgrade those ones.
And yeah, that's not the best RAM you're using either, dude. That's what I'm concerned about. I think it's going to be they'll be like, check this shit out, and everyone's going to be like, yep.
Well, if you think console wars are a pissing contest, wait until you see, what? You're running one. Oh man, right. Why are you running that? You're on AMD.
I'm going to be really fucking brutal right now. I'm going to throw this out there and just try and answer this in your head within 2 seconds of me saying it out loud. All right, ready?
Kara.
This isn't Apple and this isn't Microsoft, right? This is not large companies playing in the market right now.
This is Tiger Electronics.
Right? How are they going to bring something amazing and innovative to the table which is going to make you want to buy it? And that's the problem. You just got no faith. I've got no faith, no belief.
Did you say 2 minutes?
2 seconds.
Can I have 20 seconds? No.
It's one of those instant things where you just sit there and go, it doesn't feel right. It's just not going to happen. It's
one of those, you see in movies and films and comedy shows and sitcoms and stuff where a person's just trying to think of an idea and it does and the sort of passing of time, and just every now and again they're just like, and they lean forward and then with the finger out like, no. And then again, maybe, no. I mean, I think the only thing that they've got going in their favour is they can make a PC look like an old Atari.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
The nostalgia trip.
You're bang on the money. If they rinse that kind of like 80s like space graphics with like the grid lines and maybe some like
they bring back the joystick,
rainbow coloured shit. Yeah, if they did something,
a Bluetooth joystick. That's it. It's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Maybe that's the way forward. Maybe that's it, folks. That's what we're not thinking about. Boom, bing, bang, boom, Burt Raccoon. Well, we're wrapping it for another week, folks. Bit of Uncharted Territory out there in your face. I guess all I can say is if you like what we're doing, show some love. You know where we are. Hit it down below. From Angry Link, it's...
Burt and the Raccoons was an awesome cartoon.
Bing, bang, boom, Burt Raccoon, Karate Ace. Love it. And I'm out. Peace.